Well, this is a bit exciting, isn't it? I'm And More Bus Videos, otherwise known as And More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you are watching. And in front of me, in OMSI 2, the bus simulator, is the one and only Optare Solo. Now, this is a bus that I have wanted for a fair bit of time. Now, when the vehicle was first released, all the YouTubers did their videos of it, and the reviews were very, very mixed. There's quite a lot of people that said, well, it's a good model, but the sounds aren't spot on. So I kind of thought, as someone that is quite infused with the Optare Solo, I'm quite interested in it, I feel is an understatement. A few of you watching will know why. A few of you that don't know what I'm on about, look out for a brand new series starting on the And More Central channel, and pretty soon, that I'm currently working on. It's taken a lot longer than expected. But I wanted to wait until it was on sale. So I thought, well... Oh, hello. So I thought I'll wait until it's on sale. And lo and behold, Steam are currently, at the time that I filmed this, I believe it'll have just finished by the time this is released, unfortunately, are having their summer sale. That means that it's 30% off. That means I hit the quarter of, I either buy it when it's on sale, or I buy it when an update happens, and we've hit the first one. So I bought it when it's a sale. That does mean whenever an update does happen, I will enjoy the update as well. But for now, I thought there's no better route to drive this bus on than to take it on the 314 circular on the sort of Rye Town bus. The 314 route in Smarden is one of my favourite minibus routes going. Basically what you do is you spend about half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour or so, basically doing loads of different loops around the estates and little villages in Rye Town. I had taken an E200, London C200 or Enviro 200 round the route. I got it round just, so this M850 shouldn't be an issue. But I thought, out of all the routes I really want to start driving this bus with, I thought this is the route to set up with. So the master is on. The ignition is on. And we'll get it started up. Think now, where's the module? Oh, there we go. There we go. Is there a specific code for that? I don't actually know said specific code unless it's hidden somewhere. I don't actually know said specific code, unfortunately. Yeah, merged slightly out the seat. So today everybody gets a free bus ride. That's the approach we're going to have. So I'm going to sort out the destination blind. I'm going to do this first one. I'll possibly just do them all manually. Oh no, we'll do it properly. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're starting late. Route number 314. Trip number 1. Desk number 1. Nope, it's not happy with that, so we will just... Now I think it's Rye Willow first, or Willow. I believe it's Rye Willow Y. Yes, it is. Ah, it's had a bit of an error. The blind is not happy. There we go, that's a bit better. Put some lights on so we've got daylight running. We will get the line sorted. I will put it into first, so we're using some of the boxes. And let's crack on. Well, there's nobody waiting. This is a bus I've been incredibly excited to drive. As I say, for personal reasons that I will be discussing in a brand new series on the And More Central channel. So do look out for that. West Willow, there we go. It has been a while since I've driven these routes, so I will be slightly rusty. So you will have to bear with me if I'm a little bit slower than normal on them. But it is a lovely motor. I haven't had to lock it out into... I've locked it in first for now. Oh, sounds so good. Sounds so good when it changes through the gears. So I've wanted this for a while because I've always felt that there was a little bit of a gap in the minibus market. I mean, we've had the odd things like the E200 MMC Mini and stuff like that, but we've never really had any of the proper minibuses that were always built and intended as a minibus. Like the E200s, for example, they made the standard size and then they thought, oh, there's a market for the small ones. And that was kind of the attitude with that. However, the Optare Solo was intended as a small bus, in the same way that the Mercedes Beaver was intended as a small bus. And the 709D and all of them, the 814D and all of that. So that's why I wanted one of these. And I mean, we had an Optare Solo that we do not discuss. We had one of them many years ago. Look. Okay, I'll take that as a hint. There we go. So I thought, well, now it's on sale, it's only £8.95 of my money instead of about 13 quid. So it kind of made sense. And I have wanted to drive ever since this came out. I just thought this was the perfect bus for Smarden. And this is only the beginning, because I am going to be utilising this. Now, let's just try and get a screenshot, and let's see, what views do we have? Okay. I mean, in fairness, I would say that even these views are pretty decent because of how the cameras have been done. But it just seems so perfect for this kind of route. I've been quite excited about this for some time, so... just seems spot on. I mean, this is my first time driving it on here. I did take it when I got it. It was literally the evening before I'm filming this. That's a very handy view outside the window. I did take it for a little bit of a spin, made sure it all worked. Got the branding packs installed, some of the repaints like this, love the Stagecoach repaint pack installed, just so I got it all set up for when I do my first drive. I wanted my first drive to all be proper with this. So it's the Optare Solo. It's not the Digibus Mirage for me, it's the Optare Solo. So I wanted it all to be perfect. I'll let you go anyway, but I need to see which one am I going to? E, okay. Straight on here. That car just drove straight through me. We're going to ignore the fact that I've slightly destroyed a traffic beacon thing there. These things happen. Just getting used to driving something like this, because what you got to remember with the Optare Solo is, yeah, like that. It's so easy to do that because the axle is at the, you are sat on it as the driver, you are sat on the axle. So it's so easy to bump the front axle into things or take the turns in an angle that you wouldn't usually take them. Like that, because you have to basically, when you're steering, you have to respond to it like you would with a car. But then also consider that you have the back end of the vehicle to contend with as well. Which one are we on now? We're on right S-Rye. Excellent. Not even going to look at the time because I know we're just straight in, straight out with these. But yeah, I'd rather... This is kind of the test bed for me because I want to drive it on Smarden, and don't get me wrong, I want to do the 349 and 7. However, I want to make sure I can get used to the steering setup and the ratio with sort of the angle that the rear takes as a result before I take it on the 347 or 9 and just destroy everything. So I'll probably talk a little bit about the actual add-on. So the Digibus Mirage is what it's called. It's available on the Steam store. It's a V3D product. It's part of the Digibus Preservation group of vehicles, as it is based, as you can hear, on the old Allison box Optare Solos, predominantly M850 but also M920 configuration. So the M stands for meters, the 850 is 8.5 meters, the 920 is 9.2 meters, so the 920 is slightly longer. But around the era that this is based, it was sort of your first few years of production before they changed gearboxes and engines and then became the SR and all of that lot. They used to be set up pretty much like this. So they used to have the same sounding. They have an Allison gearbox in them, a Mercedes engine. Usually afterwards they sort of experimented. They got a newer Merc engine into them, a different gearbox in that wasn't as loud, unfortunately. Some went ZF, some went Voith. Then they got Cummins engines in as well that were absolute pocket rockets. Still at like some of the fastest Optare Solos you will ever find are the Cummins ones. So they were really good, and it sort of it went off these. But these basically, the idea behind it is it's Digibus preservation, because when we don't go to Speldhurst on this one, do we? Yeah, we go back to right now. Problem is with this, I always have to double check it, even though I do it a fair bit. Is that Hazelmore? Excellent. Yeah, it's getting used to that front wheel and not having the overlap with this. But yes, as I was saying, it's Digibus Preservation is the site you can find. If you type that into Google, it will come up with the type vehicles that V3D has made, and either for freeware or on sale on Steam. You can download the branding patch I've got with the Optare branding on instead. It changes the name when you select the vehicle to Optare Solo as it should be. It adds the actual physical branding to all the liveries that come with it as a payware, and it basically enhances the model. So it does make it is all worth it. It does make it a lot better. So there's loads of different specs. As I say, there's the M850 and the 920. Predominantly, they're available with road blinds, with LED that I'm driving now, and with flip dot. So you can choose your vehicle. And the only negative that I would say is the seats. The seats aren't changeable. For personal reasons, again, that a few of you will know, I do like these seats because it means that certain liveries can be made. Again, more will come clear quite soon. But it's sort of, yeah, it is what it is with this. So 314 direct spells first. I've actually got 2.5 minutes sat here, excellent. Just to think if I ran early somewhere, but we don't focus on those things. But yeah, I'll show you around the bus properly with this. But yeah, it's a bus. I mean, as I say, the one thing that I am still getting used to, and do apologise that I am mounting some of the curbs, is because in this game, sometimes, especially routes like this, to get around some of the corners, especially in the large vehicles, I'm quite used to using the front overhang to get round. So I'm very, very used to having the front overhang, because the wheels are usually behind the driver and behind the door. and I'm used to sort of using that to get round corners a lot easier. So sort of the front end swings on the curb a little bit, the wheel doesn't mount, and you're fine. However, driving an Optare Solo is totally different, and it does take some getting used to, because as you can see, I've been bumping the curbs a few times, and that's because it's my first time driving a Solo on tight roads. I mean, I've literally just sped up and down the main dual carriageway in Strathshire last night when I first got the bus. So it's just getting used to it, really, and just understanding it. So I have put the time forward slightly to see if anybody shows up, because it would be quite nice to take a passenger. I know I have reduced the amount of AI people because there was just too many people. Previous runs I've done, there was just too many. It's an interesting place to put the indicator. I'm used to the indicator actually being above the wheel physically, like there. That's an interesting position. But one thing I do like is I will be linking this repaint pack in the description below. But I like this Stagecoach repaint pack. I have chosen the Stagecoach weathered one, purely because I just think the little bits of rust and things like that is, for a bus of this age still being operated by Stagecoach, I do feel it's accurate. I've also just chose a random reg, one of a Stagecoach Solo reg, that if I have a little look on the research I did, is 47150 somewhere. 47150 somewhere within the Stagecoach operational companies. So I must say, with the sounds, it is a shame not to have your sweet starting off, but I do understand that V3D did have some issues obtaining sound for one of these, unfortunately. So that's why the sounds aren't as good, for those wondering, because he did have some issues obtaining decent sound for the vehicle. But there is always an opportunity for a vehicle to come to light that can provide sound and noise, so there's always an opportunity that it might be improved. I mean, for now though, you've got your basic sounds here, so you've got your basic gearbox, and the only ones I do think need changing is obviously your indicators, because it's supposed to go dun, dun, dun. That's just what I remember as a kid. So it's supposed to do that kind of sound. And just like little bits like that, it's supposed to do. So it's like now the indicator's pretty silent. I mean, you get your correct idling. I do like the idling. Just some of the other sounds just need slightly changing, just to better appreciate the vehicle, really. Now, although I don't want to miss the lights, I've also wanted a decent screenshot of said box. There we go, excellent. It is going to be a pain to screenshot this without those zoom in views. I was really hoping we would have them. It is A we're supposed to go to. There we go. I couldn't remember which one was which, even though I have literally just departed off it about 10 minutes ago. There we go. At least you can do little things like that in a Solo. I mean, it's just a little nippy bus. But the one thing I think to remember with this is, unlike when you're driving any other vehicle in the game, you have to remember that you, instead of delaying the turning slightly that you just automatically do, with this you have to turn it at the time that you intend to turn. Like, the point in which you reach the corner, you turn with the corner rather than having a little bit of a delay. And just remembering where the wheels are is as I say, the biggie. But I'll get used to it. By the next video, I'll be a pro, because I'll most likely be driving this off camera. I love how that specific complaint always gets like a warning bleeper behind it. It's like, like, oh goodness, and then like a warning bleep. There we go. So yeah, you have to turn with the corner. So it's like here, I don't have that slight delay. And I think if that's applied to when you go around the tighter corners, it's that same kind of thing. This also goes very fast for one of these older solos. I was on a 920 variant with pretty much a similar gearbox and set up to this earlier today, actually, the day I filmed this, and it was absolutely ragged unbelief. The overheating alarm came on, and I can tell you something now, it did not go this quick. Really didn't go this quick. I think we possibly got on, I mean, on the hills it did very well. So it went up the hills about a solid 30. It was very impressive. The overheating alarm was wearing like no tomorrow, but it got up the hill about 30. And then it gunned it. I probably reached about 40, 45. I mean, it might have reached 50 at one point, but I don't think it did. Because, yeah, it's like with OMSI versus real life. It's not all going to be spot on accurate. So you do want your buses in OMSI to be a little bit faster, because it's just a bit painful otherwise. Oh yeah, I do have somebody on. I totally forgot I had a passenger. Absolutely, totally forgot I had a passenger. Do you want to get up here before we reverse, or...? The door's off, if I'm honest. I don't like mounting the curb, however, I don't like crashing a little bit more. I leave here at 22 and it is currently 20. It's a 314, I believe this is the last run, I think, on this service. This is a shame because I've really enjoyed it, but they do say time flies when you're having fun. That is very much accurate, and if I hadn't brought this passenger here, I'd been able to get a lovely screenshot. In fairness, I can still get a decent one. It's not too bad. There we go. Other features, the ramp comes out and is height level if you're the correct distance away. The emergency door opens. If I shut the doors, you'll be able to hear the slight buzzer. It's a very, very minor buzzer. Very minor. The engine, if we open this, I argue in fairness with this, I mean, I understand it's been added to like add an extra feature, but it's that pixelated. I'd have personally rather the engine opening bit not be a thing. I remember a few years ago we had, they released quite a few years ago, one of the Hong Kong Dennis Darts, and although the engine wasn't all there, it wasn't 100% like features and not every little bit was present, the one thing that was good about it is some cogs moved and some cogs turned, and I just thought a little tiny feature like that makes so much difference, and it just provided a bit more interest. But I'm one of these that thinks, well, I'd rather have absolutely nothing than a pixelated engine. I'd rather have nothing or a load of belts that move and work that don't look 100% accurate, or nothing. I won't want a pixelated thing, but it's each their own. Some people will appreciate it and it'll work for their screenshots in garages and stuff like that. We've done very well for time with this on the 314. I think when I drove the Enviro 200, we had a slight issue with the timings. Partially because I had to go everywhere dead slow. With this, I've just chucked it about the place. I mean, yes, we did wipe out a traffic bollard, but it's a bus like this does take some getting used to. Just with the steering, because the thing is as I say, because of where the steering is, it changes your perception on driving a bus entirely. It's in essence driving a car where the axle is. So it changes when you've got to turn, and then it changes where your back end is going to go to where you'd normally think it would go with a conventional bus. Then you have to change your angle going around corners, but then you have to remember that you want to go around the corners like you're driving a car, but then you've got to remember your length, and it does take a bit of getting used to, does this. Also does help if I drive on the right side of the road. It does take a bit of getting used to. So I will get used to it. I am hoping I will have a little bit of practice before I do take it, inevitably, on the 349 and 347 routes. I haven't decided which one I'm going to drive yet. But basically, if I can get a 10.8 metre street light and a 10.8 metre Enviro 200 round both routes that I have done, you can go and check out the videos. They were really fun videos to film with them, because it was such a challenge to take them round. I mean, we successfully did it. We've possibly wiped out some trees and the odd bollard in the process, but we did it. That proves that it can be done, just. But if I can get those round, this will be absolutely easy. And then bearing in mind as well, they're taking those two buses round was my first time driving routes. It were my first time giving them a go, so it was kind of like one of these that proved the point that I could get it around. So if I can get them around, I can get anything around like this. I don't like those roads though. It is also good to remember that a map like this that was made before this bus was announced to be a thing, this map is quite tight, and as a result we'll have a lot of bits, especially on the 347 and 9, that are basically made for overhang. So when I do a route like that, there is going to be a lot of curb clipping, but it's like that. You gotta clip the curb sometimes to get round. I've now also gone the wrong way. Because that's not Northfield. I think I did this last time. Have I just totally gone the wrong way? Did I miss a... I think I've missed a turning quite drastically. Oops. I probably went right past the sign. I was probably busy talking. Not to be judged, but I know because it's a small bus I can get it. I can reverse it in the Mackies. There we go. I did nearly drive through the drive-thru, I'm going to be honest. I did nearly think about going through the drive-thru, but thought I better not. Better not, just in case I get stuck. Now, where am I? Supposed to be on A, so I can get to A around here. That's kind of why I've gone that way, because I know I can get back. I have absolutely no idea where I went wrong. I think I have just genuinely missed a road sign that does sort of show that I need to drive the 314 a little bit more. Now we've got this bus, it was something I'll do. And now, in fairness, I should have just stayed on that road anyway, shouldn't I? Because I've come in facing the wrong direction. This is going really well. Well, in fairness, I'm proving just how agile the bus is. There we go, a slightly botched run from Speldhurst, but we have made it into the start. There we go, we have made it into the stand. As I said, I do apologise about where I went wrong. I have absolutely no idea. I don't remember seeing a sign, and there possibly was one, but because it does get quite confusing with them, I possibly did just miss it. But either way, we got to have a little bit of a trip round town, even though initially going past the McDonald's I was facing the right direction, and ended up going wherever. So these things happen, but hey ho, I'm here now. That's what matters. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed driving the Optare Solo. Lovely motor, and I look forward to featuring it in future videos. If you have enjoyed this video, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the Mobiles Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section, as well as an archive of over 5,000 backseat and engine-focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond. Buses, trams, trains, and more. There's something on there for everyone, with additional 21 videos added per week. If you look through the archives, there's quite a lot of Optare Solos in there, as I'm a fan of them, so do go and check out those playlists if you haven't already. Once again, though, I would like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Goodbye for now. Bye.